I made my $15 million client back out on purpose, and it got me a promotion. Roxanne called me into her office. I have huge news, she said. Senior management has assigned me with a career-defining project. They're letting me choose one person to partner with. She looked right at me with calculating eyes. And out of everyone here, I know you'll do whatever you have to make sure we succeed. That's why I'm choosing you. My heart jumped. But before I could respond, Roxanne continued, we could both get promoted here. Her tone seemed strange, almost desperate for me to say yes, but I didn't think about why. Instead, I was already thinking about the project, the research, the strategy, the promotion that would mean paying my rent stress-free. I walked out feeling like my career was about to change. The first week, I created a rough project timeline, color-coded, detailed, but Roxanne barely glanced at it for 5 seconds. This is way too complicated. Just handle the research and framework. I'll do the strategy part. That makes sense, I thought. She has more experience. So I started working on competitor analysis, market research, financial modeling. I kept asking her for reports on her strategy section, and she just kept saying she needed more time. Finally, I sent Roxanne my first draft of the framework. Her response came 17 hours later. You're overthinking this. I need you to trust my vision and just execute. But her vision consisted of literally nothing. Nothing to work with. By the second week, I was staying late every night, building the entire pitch deck. Roxanne walked past my desk at 9 p.m. one night after coming back to grab her keys. Still here? You know this doesn't need to be your whole life, right? I couldn't even respond before she walked out. The next day, I walked into her office and requested a collaboration meeting. We needed to align on the strategy because she currently had nothing. She booked me in her calendar for after lunch. I showed up to that meeting with 17 pages of notes laid out for her, only for her to cancel on me at her door. I don't have time to hold your hand through this. I picked you because you could work independently. She left for a business meeting. A month in, I had 60 pages complete. Research, analysis, strategic framework. I finally got Roxanne to review it. She skimmed through the whole thing in under 20 minutes. This is excellent, she said. See, you didn't need me micromanaging, but we're supposed to be partners. We are partners. She cut me off. I'm negotiating with the executives who want this project done about how big our compensation could be. I'm literally increasing the value of our project. The next week, I overheard her on a call. Yes, the pitch is coming along great. I've been working around the clock on the strategy. My stomach turned. 3 months in, I had a complete 80-page pitch ready. Polished, professional. I knew it like the back of my hand. Roxanne took it. I'll review this and polish it up. We'll present it next week. When presentation day came, Roxanne presented 90% of the slides. The client, Reynolds, loved it. They signed the $6 million contract on the spot. Our executives were praising Roxanne's brilliant vision. At the celebration dinner, Roxanne stood up with her wine glass. I want to thank my team for their support on this. I sat there, watching her take credit for 3 months of my life. 2 weeks later, the company announcement went out. Roxanne promoted to VP, $80,000 raise, corner office. I got a thank you email and a $2,000 bonus. I scheduled a meeting with her in her new office. Can we discuss my promotion? She leaned back in her leather chair. You did solid execution work, but the executives saw strategic leadership from me. That's the difference between support and vision. I created the entire strategy. You created what I directed. She smiled. Look, you're young. You'll get there someday, but not right now. I went home that night and opened LinkedIn. Saw a senior strategist position at a competitor and applied. Got the offer in 3 days. I walked into Roxanne's office with my resignation letter. 2 weeks notice. She barely looked up. Okay, train your replacement and document everything. Day 3 of my notice period, karma struck. Reynolds sent out an email. They wanted to expand the contract to $15 million, but they needed a phase 2 implementation strategy in 8 days. Our executives were ecstatic. Assigned Roxanne to lead it. She appeared at my desk an hour later. I need you to build the phase 2 deck. I leave in a week. This is Reynolds. You owe me this. I don't owe you anything. She went to my manager, tried to force me to help, got denied. The week passed. Roxanne hadn't started. My last day came. I was packing my desk when Roxanne found me. You need to come to the presentation. I agreed, but not with the intention of helping. The conference room was packed. Reynolds board, our executives, Roxanne at the front with hastily made slides. She started presenting. Within 5 minutes, she was struggling. Buzzwords with no substance. A board member interrupted. Can you explain how this integrates with phase 1? Roxanne fumbled. Well, the integration is, it's seamless. Another board member. Walk us through the timeline. We're looking at a flexible timeline based on, the Reynolds CEO held up his hand. Roxanne, you presented phase 1 brilliantly. This doesn't reflect that same depth. Roxanne was sweating. I can clarify. Were you the architect of the phase 1 strategy? Silence. Everyone staring. Roxanne, our CEO's voice was ice. The Reynolds CEO stood up. We're suspending our decision, and we need to audit whether phase 1 capabilities were misrepresented.